Joining us now, Stephen Miller. He, one of the architects of the Trump immigration policy, and he's coming to us from Florida today. Senior White House advisor to President Trump. I want to just walk through this because, as you know, I'm a very simple man. You're much smarter than I am. I don't want to get confused by what you tell me, Mr. Miller. All right? Number one, when Donald Trump took over as president, there were caravans, thousands of people coming here. And for the first 3 years, they just came and came and came. What drove that?
So the problem of illegal family migration and illegal minor migration really began in earnest in 2013 and 2014. And this was the problem known as catch and release, where people would make asylum claims. Those claims take weeks, months, even years to process. And so they would be released into the interior. And so large caravans took advantage of this in coordination with smugglers to simply turn themselves in huge numbers into the Border Patrol. We spent 3 years fighting the ACLU, fighting radical left-wing judges, and fighting activist injunctions to ultimately put in place a program to end catch and release. Once we did that, once if you were apprehended, you were sent to either Mexico or a safe third country, pretty much all caravans stopped. So you put up the numbers earlier of 2016, 2017, or 2017, 2018, and 2019. What happened in 2019 is the media started paying attention to the caravans. Word started spreading pretty widely in Latin America. Things started to explode. Fortunately, we got the Remain in Mexico policy in place. We got the Safe Thirds in place. And people will tell you that by early 2020, it was a solved problem. Every single family that illegally came into the country was either sent home, sent to Mexico, or sent to a safe third country. There were 0 releases, and therefore almost no large groups coming to our border.
All right, so it took you 3 years to get to that point. How did you finally get that policy into play?
Well, we fought a lot in the Ninth Circuit, and that ping pong back and forth. We were sued again by the ACLU, other far left groups, in order to try to halt any policy that did anything in effect but release illegal aliens. So it wasn't just the Remain in Mexico, that obviously is one of the most crucial ones, but effectively any strategy that we applied ended up going into court. So part of it was ultimately just winning those court cases, which took a while. And the second piece was getting Mexico and Central American countries to cooperate, because this had never been done before in American history. So this was a first. Arguably, it's up there with some of the greatest foreign policy achievements that have ever took place. To get
unfortunately,
Mexico to take these migrants back.
Okay, so you got Obrador to put his army on both borders, the southern border with Guatemala and the northern border with the USA. How did President Trump do that? Because Obrador didn't want to do that.
Yeah, so it was a combination of both hard and soft diplomacy. So we had Mexico, as you mentioned. They secured their northern border, they secured their southern border, and they also had their migration authorities all throughout the smuggling routes, apprehending and deporting illegal immigrants. And we would actually monitor that progress on a day-to-day basis. Plus, if they came to our border, promptly returned to Mexico. The soft diplomacy was the personal relationship between Lopez Obrador and President Trump. Economic cooperation, trade cooperation in the form of USMCA, and also counter-narcotics cooperation. So we had very active counter-narcotics cooperation going on in Mexico to try to fight these cartels. Hard diplomacy in the form primarily of threatening economic sanctions in the form of tariffs. The combination of hard and soft diplomacy yielded the biggest breakthrough in immigration policy really since 1950. And it was a game changer.